Hi, everyone, and thank you very much for joining me here today. My name is Keegan Edwards with Liquid, and today we're talking about a process for the account management team or e-commerce administrators at Liquid and how best to go about sharing keyword data and search engine information and analytics with your customers. So the first thing I'm going to do is you'll need to log into the master account, liquid.search.analytics@gmail.com. And the password is something that your manager will have, or you may have access to through Capsule or PassPack. Use that information to log in, and you'll have access to the master Search Console account from Google. And what that is a listing of all of the websites that we've built and have claimed as part of our process. And you'll see in here that there's multiple websites claimed. These are all sites that we have access to the search data. So the first thing I'm going to do is find one that has some keyword data associated with it already. So here's an example. I'm going to click on the vape factor. And when I click on the vape factor, we'll see that there are a ton of clicks through. And this Google Search Console gives us access to a lot of different information. So you can see in here, for example, you can see Search Analytics, which is going to be a really important part that we come back to here. And this has all the things that were searched and how many people clicked through to their website from that search. You can organize this information by impressions, which means, and I'll unclick clicks, impressions means the total number of times that their website link showed up in the search engine. So when somebody searched for vape supplies, they showed up in the results 579 times. Click-through rate means when they showed up, what was the percentage of the time that somebody actually clicked on their website? And you'll see, okay, so here for Space Jam Eclipse, 100% of the time when they showed up in the search engine results, people clicked on the Vape Factor's website for that search. And then we have position, which tells you the average position that your website shows up. So obviously for Vape Factor, which is the name of their store, they show up number one. The Vape Factor, they show up number one. And Smoke Shop Near Me, and that's most likely for local searches, they show up number one. So it gives you all the positions where you show up number one for searches in your area. You can filter that by countries, devices, search type, appearance, but clicks, impressions, and click-through rate are really the things that were most important metrics that we're looking at for the site. So what we do is we want to take this information and provide this to the customer. So if I scroll all the way down here, you'll see that there's many, many rows. But what I'm going to do is click on download here in the bottom left-hand corner. When I click on download, I'm going to choose to download it to a CSV, click OK. And this information will be downloaded for me to an Excel document. Let me just pull that document over. And this has all the information about the different queries, and queries just means the search that was typed into Google, the number of clicks to their website for each of those searches, the number of impressions, meaning the number of times they appeared in the results for that search. So for instance, in the Vape Factor, it showed up 137 times, 60 people clicked out of 130 times that they showed up. So their click-through rate then is 43%, meaning they showed up for that search 137 times, 60% or 60 people clicked, so 60 divided by 137, we have 43.8%. And then the position is the average position they show up for these searches. So do they show up 1? Do they show up 21st? Do they show up 6th? So for all of these different searches, we can see the actual position they show up in the search engine results too. So it's really excellent data, and you'll see obviously for things like their name, there'll be tons of clicks, and then as you go down the list, you'll see 4 clicks, 3 clicks, and you'll see a lot of data that only a few people clicked on to reach their website. So you can scroll all the way down here, they have hundreds of different searches that somebody clicked on and went to their website for and things they showed up. It's really good data when we're targeting search engines, trying to strengthen the site. It's good information for the store themselves to know too. So all I would do for the Vape Factor is I would attach this to an email and send them this report. So as far as what you're doing for the customer, that's all that you need to do in the Webmaster or Google Search Console tools. And you can go back to this to go through each of your properties and select the information, download it, and send it to your customers. Now, sometimes when you want to troubleshoot or you want to make sure that your site's coming up for certain things, you might want to ask Google to crawl a particular page. So what we do, and I'll just continue using the same example. Let's just say that, I'll bring up the vape factor here. Let's just say that we don't feel that Google is giving enough information to the brands that they carry, or they're not paying enough attention to this page. What we can do is actually go in and we can highlight this part of the URL, the part that comes after the /. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to the vape factors search engine console here and go to crawl. Click on crawl and scroll down to fetch as Google. And right here I can paste in the brand's URL and select fetch and render. And this is going to take a minute here, but what it's doing is it's crawling that page right now. Google is taking your request to crawl that page, and it's adding it to its to-do list. So I'm giving this request for the Google bot to crawl that brands page, and there we go. So it says it was able to go through it. It gave me a partial status. Now what I want to do is, great, the Google bot crawled it. I want to request that Google adds this to their index, meaning I request that they add information they just found on this page to what they will potentially put up as results in Google. So I'm going to request indexing. It gives me the little CAPTCHA thing. So I click that. I can choose to crawl this URL or crawl this URL and its direct links. You only get to do this, crawl the URL and direct links 10 times per month. However, you get 500 chances to crawl that URL. So we'll use one of our 10 for this month, crawl this URL and its direct links. I click go. Great, indexing has been requested for that page and all the linked pages that's associated with it. And of course, I want to use that because there's a lot of links and linked pages here on this page for them. So I'll X out of it. Those are probably the two most important things that we want to cover for using your Google Search Console. And again, logging in, we have all the properties here. You can sort them by alphabetically, which usually makes it easier. If you do notice that one's not verified, let your manager know. They can help take care of that. There's usually a process that needs to happen in either the code or with the domain name registrar in order to verify properties. So all that information is here. If you do have any questions, or if you're an outsider watching this video trying to figure out how you can take care of things yourself, please feel free to call us at Liquid. We're an e-commerce agency, and our phone number is 954-361-5284. Thank you very much, and have a great day.